Hi friends, welcome to SriSai IT Hub. In this video of Core Java Programming, we are going to discuss the following topic: local date class in Java programming, which belongs to java.time package. So first of all, let us understand what is this local date class. So Java provides local date class in java.time package, using which we can work with date and time in Java program. So the package goes like this: java.time.class name local date class. It is an immutable class, which means that once the object of this class is created, we cannot modify the date, but we can reassign the new date. And here it represents date with a default format of YYYY hyphen month hyphen date of a month DD. So this is a default date format which is represented by local date class. Right, so these are some important methods using which we can work with local date class. So if we see the description of the class, java p java.time.LocalDate. So go to the command prompt and issue this command. So we are going to use now method. Similarly, off method to create a local date with respect to year, month, date of a month. And we also have other methods, like we have plus months and minus months. We also have plus days, okay, and minus days, plus weeks, minus weeks to get the local date, plus years, minus years. Right. Similarly, we also have other methods using which we can work with local date. So first one, now, off or static method. So we can use plus days, plus months, minus months, and we can also use plus years, plus weeks, minus weeks. And then we can check whether a particular date is leap year or not. And then we can also add hours, minutes, time to our local date, and it will return local date time. So let us try to demonstrate this with a small program. Java time class example 1. So we are going to use all these relevant methods. Right. So now take a new page. So first write comments at the beginning of the program. So program to work with local date class. So it is a local date class for date and time in Java program. Right, and then import the, so we have to work with here local date class. Yeah, it is a local date class. So we'll change it to local date. So local date class, and program name also local date. So use the same program, main class with main method. So local date class example1 .java. So save this program in our working directory and import the relevant packages. So java.time.LocalDate as well as local date time. Right. So this class is also a final class, local date class. And this class we cannot inherit. It is a final class. Right. So now first case in the main method. So local date dot now, which is a static method, it returns current system date and time. So current system date, only date without time. So print that dt and then dt dot minus days. So store that in previous date and print previous date. Similarly, dt dot plus days. store that in next date and print next date. So save this, come to the command prompt and then compile the program. Java C local date class. Okay, so we'll save this as local date class example1. Right, so local date class example1 dot java in our working directory. Right, so local date class example1 dot java. So on successful compilation with no errors, run it. Java date class. Okay, so here we'll take this as local date class for our more precise understanding. Java local date class. So just change the class name, Java local date class example1 dot java. So also make changes here, Java local date. Right, so create an object of local date class using now method. So minus days you'll get the previous date, plus days you'll get the next date. So print current date, previous date and next date. So save this, come to the command prompt. Okay, so recompile local date class instead of date class to be more precise. No error, and then run it. So current date is 2021 February 21st is the date of the month. So previous date, yesterday's date 20, next date 22. Right, so similarly we will also work with plus months, minus months. Okay, right, so same concept, we'll make small change here. So local date dot now, which is a static method, it returns current system date as local date, so steer that in dt. So print local date and then dt dot minus month, so previous month you will get the date, so store that in local date. Print previous month date. So similarly date dot plus months. Okay, you will get the next month same date, store that in next month date and print it. So save it, recompile and run. So current system date, so 21st February 2021. So previous month 21st January 2021, next month 21st March 2021. Right, so similarly we can also work with next year date and previous year date. Right, so we'll take the same logic here. Right, so copy this and then use it. So get local date not dot now, which will return current system date. So store that in dt, print dt. So dt dot minus years. Okay, so 1 means previous year, 2 means previous 2 years. So we'll take 2 years. So I'll write here previous year date. So print previous year date. Similarly plus years, so plus 2 years. Okay, so next year date, so print next year date. Okay, right, so next year date and previous year date, so plus 2 minus 2. So save this, recompile and then run. Right, so if you see here 21st February 2021, so minus 2 years 2019 plus 2 years 2023 with the same date and month. Similarly we can also take weeks. Right, so copy the same logic. Right, so first take local date dot now, which will give current system date, store that in dt reference variable of type local date and print dt. So dt dot minus weeks. Okay, minus weeks means previous week. So previous week date, store that in local date and print previous week date. Similarly, plus weeks plus 1. Okay, so which is next week date and print next week date. Right, so save this, recompile and run. So 21st February 2021. So previous week it is 14th February 2021. Next week it is 28th February 2021. So minus 1 week plus 1 week. Right. So next let us work with initializing the date and checking for leap year. So in local date, we have one more static method of, using which we can set a date. So 2020 January 11th month. Okay. So store that in dt and we are checking dt dot is leap year. So 2020 is a leap year. In February we have 28 days. And similarly, I'll take one more local date dot of 2021 January and month is 11. So store that in dt and checking dt dot is leap year. So 2021 is not a leap year. Save, recompile and then run. So 2020 leap year true, 2021 leap year false. Right. So next let us work with adding time to a particular local date. So local date dot of static method, we are initializing the date to the year 2021 January 11 and we are storing this reference in dt. So dt dot we are using at time method. So for this time we are adding hours, 8 hours, minutes, 30 minutes, seconds, 45 seconds. 8 hours, 30 minutes, 45 seconds. And we are storing, and at time it will return local date time class object reference. So hence use local date time class and also import that class at the beginning of the program. Right, and then print LDT local date with time. Okay, so we'll also print here local date, which is DT. Okay, DT local date time. Right, so save this and then recompile the program. No error and run it. So 11th January, okay, 2021. So for that we have added at time 8 hours, 30 minutes, 45 seconds. So this is how we are supposed to work with local date class in Java program. So it provides different methods in local date class of java.time package, using which we can work with date and time in Java program. Right. Thank you for watching this video. Do like, comment and share this video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel Sri Sai IT Hub. Have a nice day.